What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Yeshua gang. I'm your boy from South Florida, Sarasota specifically to be exact, and I am here today to, for one, give you guys a new channel that you guys can hopefully grow to love, and you guys can hopefully just learn how to do some stuff, man. Stuff on your own car, and honestly, hopefully you guys can just share in the experience with me. I own a couple of cars. As you saw, on a Subie, and this is my DSM right here. This is a 2G stock 7-bolt with 95 style cam gears, and unfortunately I have blow by in the first piston ring, and I had a built head and everything. It had a 50-31 precision on it, and it was pretty decent while I ran, and unfortunately, you know, the blow by destroyed everything. But by destroy, I just mean that it made me smell like oil, so I decided to take it apart, and I never got it put back together because, unfortunately, me and the girl that I was with ended up breaking up, so ended up leaving that built head in the garage and never coming to get it because I just didn't really want to talk to it. Anyway, this turbo was blown, but that's for another video. This video is based on this beauty right here. This is a 7AFE Toyota Celica, as you can see. It's a 1.8 liter on a 5-speed manual transmission, and this thing has been nothing but reliable to me, and it's just time for me to finally repay her the favor. She's been making me money for about 2 years now, and she's just been beat up driving me around like how she is right now, and honestly I just needed something to get me around when I needed it, and I got this thing for a steal. You guys wouldn't even believe how much I bought it for. Obviously, you could tell I probably shouldn't have paid much for it. God bless, I really didn't, man. I actually only ended up dropping $150 on this because he only wanted junk money for it, and I called the junkyard. They said they wanted $200 if he would tow it, and that they would come pick it up for $150. So he said he was gonna obviously just have them pick it up. So I picked it up for $150. I actually changed the coil plugs. I did a couple of things in front of his yard, and I drove it off. Actually, it needed a new battery. The clutch wasn't shifting because the slave was leaking and everything. But anyway, I thought I caught a pretty good deal. Anyway, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing the front main seal, and if you don't know how to get there from here, I don't know. That's kind of what this video is for, to kind of give you a gist of the bolts that we're going to be going for after. But yeah, if you don't really know what you're doing, that's totally okay. Just try to, like, you know, have some common sense. We got to get these belts off. Alternator comes loose, you know, with like about 2 or 3 bolts. There's one bolt holding this belt on. There's another bolt locking that belt on, and there's also one bolt that's lets the alternator pivot. And you get this belt out, and we can start this process of getting to this front main seal. You know, all you really got to remember is which pulley goes on to which belt, and which belt goes on the, you know, the alternator or the AC. You know, they're a little different in thicknesses, so, you know, check the lengths, try to remember which one is which one, and you can't go wrong. I mean, take videos, take pictures. That's actually what this is for. There's one bolt that I'm getting to on the AC that drives the AC tension up and down, and that's actually what you just saw me take off. And we're about to get to the harmonic balancer, so this motor mount's gonna have to come off pretty soon. But for now, we're just gonna take off this harmonic balancer now. Shout out to Yondo Beats, by the way. Alright, we're just going to take off these 10 millimeters that are now behind the harmonic balancer, and we got the timing cover off. That's what the timing cover looks like for me because I have a huge oil leak behind it. That's actually the reason why I'm even doing this front main seal. Couple more bolts to get off. We'll be done here pretty soon. Progress is progress, as Static always says. EFN Static on Instagram, Young Static on YouTube. Huge shout out to him, man. If he didn't do what he's doing right now, I wouldn't be wrenching, man. I would want to be taking my stuff to somebody, but I'm actually going to be rebuilding these motor mounts too. I'm going to be putting some polyurethane flashing. So it's a urethane that's in a tube that you could buy at Home Depot for like $5 or $6. And this shot right here, honestly, this is my favorite shot. I love this view, being able to see top dead center with the marks that somebody else had written to the side. That's mine right there. And we're going to be rotating the crank through this camshaft. Old trick from Old School Funk. Shout out Old School Funk. You put a magnet or something long into the first piston and you basically spin it until it gets to the top, and once that gets to the highest point, then that's top dead center. And I'm marking the crank sprocket, which is going to be a pain in the buns, as you guys are going to see. This video is actually only shown so that you guys can see how to do this. But anyway, that is the tensioner right there. We're going to be loosening that bolt just a little bit. We don't have to take it all the way out. This is the procedure that the book calls for if your cam sprocket gets stuck, by the way. And that's not fair, because that's not what happened to me. And a lot of you guys are already known, maybe have already had the experience of taking off one of these types of sprockets or even the harmonic balancer, and you just take a tool, you bolt it in 2 bolts, but as you can see, there's no holes on this sprocket, and this is what the book is telling you to do. So this is for you if you're stuck where I was stuck. Now, moving past top dead center with the valves closed on the piston all the way at the top, you would take the timing belt off, and you would use a tool such as the jaw puller to get behind the sprocket and take the sprocket off. You would screw this little screw with a washer or something on the bolt, and you would turn it and it would come off. But I ended up using a tool like this, and this is actually a valve spring compressor. And the good thing about this tool is that it has really small hands, or I don't know what to call these things, but it basically helps me get into this small little crack that you can see right there. I basically opened it up after taking the C-clip off. Yeah, there is some dismantling they have to do of the valve compressor, but it's very simple, and it allows you to fit these little arms behind this crank sprocket. And the best part about this tool is that there's no fuss, because you just put your ratchet on there, your 3/8 ratchet, and you start pushing. You start turning, and it'll go. The bad thing is, though, your sprocket will want to turn too, and that's actually why you want to mark it, because if you're not in time, like I said, top dead center, and it spins like it's been spinning on me, then you're going to have a very, very, very terrible time when you put your motor back together. Everything's all done, and somehow you got issues because it's not in time. Everything needs to be in time, just remember that. Anyway, this is about to come off. This is the bolt that you have to use to spin it off of. And here we go. That's it. Scotty Kilmer for the win. And this is the small little arms that go behind the sprocket. And now I can finally clean up this this oil leak that I've been having for a while. Anyway, make sure you have that bolt in there still. And huge shout out to AutoZone for renting this tool out for free. It's $25 to rent it, and you basically don't tell them that you're going to take it apart, and you take off this C-clip right here, and this thing will become your crank sprocket remover, and you'll be a very happy person knowing that you're not spending any money. So yeah, make sure you don't break this tool, and make sure you don't break your sprocket by using the book's really, really silly style of removing the sprocket. Right now I'm about to finish finally removing this front main seal, which was honestly a nightmare. I think it's taken me about 2 weeks to find this tool, and with about $3.99's worth of Home Depot paint can remover, you're gonna see me take off this front main seal. Shout out to Home Depot for these can openers that they give away for free. And also shout out to Rock Auto for the replacement front main seal, which was about $4 compared to the $15 to $20 that AutoZone, Advanced, and O'Reilly's wanted. Anyway, now to clean this little area up and get this new front main seal on, what I'm going to be using to get it on is going to be a PVC pipe, because I couldn't get this socket to clear this end of this crank. I'm just going to try to get it as flush as possible, and then hit it a couple times with a mallet or a hammer, and dink it in. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. So just enjoy this last track, this last beat. Just wanted to make sure that you guys know that when I'm hitting it with this PVC pipe, I'm trying to get it as flush as possible and as flat as possible. I'm also going to be hitting this crank sprocket back on, because this keyway, it's kind of, you know, not perfectly, I don't know, just a pain in the buns. So anyway, I'm going to redraw my timing marks, because they were kind of coming off when I was manhandling all these parts. And I'm going to place the belt back on like normal with all my marks, making sure the sprocket is still timed for top dead center, which is obviously the marks that I made. I'm not sure if you guys really want to see this, but yeah, I'm just going to slip this over the tensioner, and yeah, just go backwards from where we came from. So hope you guys learned something, that you don't have to embark on this by yourself. And yeah, all we're going to be doing now is just making sure that this belt is tight, and tight the tensioner, and yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys can check out my Instagram at Yeshua Gang, and yeah, just hopefully you guys come back, because I will be showing you guys the swap on the DSM, and unfortunately me selling the Subie eventually. But yeah, man, cheers to all you guys who are diehard YouTubers who make this possible, make me want to make a video, and yeah, not give up on my cars. Anyway, here are the marks for the timing, making sure everything is still good, because I only have one more chance before I put all these timing covers back on and can't see anything. And here's the collar, here's the old collar. This is why it got stuck. And I just gone to the junkyard and copped a new one. But yeah, look how big the keyway is. It's not supposed to be like this. That's what it's supposed to look like. And turbo in the background for the win. Somebody's turbo, I heard. But yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like, and this is what's going to go back on the car. It's not supposed to move very much. And yeah. Anyway, guys, hopefully you guys learned something. Yeshua Gang.